It's just such a mind-blowing and eye-opening experience.
It actually pushes you to explore ideas and concepts that you previously would not have considered.
To be able to achieve the goals that you have, not only for yourself, but for your community.
And build really strong friendships that I know I'll have for the rest of my life.
But I really can't do my research any longer without thinking about policy implications and larger system analysis. I love biofuels. Coming into Stanford, I also wanted to have exposure to economics and policy. And Knight-Hennessy is a program which has a huge focus on improving lives globally and teaching us how to scale our impact.
Yeah, I mean, really surprising too. People were saying like stuff I never would have expected, so.
I'm now here at Stanford studying medicine. Knight-Hennessy was really attractive to me because it pushed me outside the medical school in ways that would also enrich my advocacy for health equity and community-oriented solutions to policy failures we face all around the country.
I think it's actually a unique set of experiences that we have that really shapes not only how our values evolve over time, but our goals. I really loved the energy in Silicon Valley and the power of Stanford to inspire people to tackle some of the most challenging issues that society faces. What's really exciting is just exploring completely different industries that I had very little experience to. Through using advances in AI, it's broadened my perspectives on building new technologies and actually bringing them to as many people as possible. The first time I walked into Danning House, I think the word that popped to mind was, wow. This place was incredible. The bright light, the incredible views through the windows. Stanford is such a huge campus, but having Danning House is really game-changing.
We knew that Knight-Hennessy was going to be embedded in Stanford with the incredible strengths of Stanford's 7 graduate schools. But we decided to do some things that were quite unique. We told the architect, think home, not office. Think a place where people from around the world and across all the disciplines of the university can come and gather and where they feel welcome.
Every time I come to Danning House, I'm just full of joy, full of excitement, being able to engage with people who are in such different programs, who are doing such different things than me.
I love Danning House. And just being with the beautiful art pieces on the walls is very inspiring.
Yes, I've seen that actually. Yeah, they're very kid-friendly.
When you ask the scholars what's the most valuable aspect of Knight-Hennessy Scholars, they always say the people. Knight-Hennessy Scholars is very diverse by design. And it gives us an opportunity to experiment with helping people from across different backgrounds, different perspectives, work together to address the most pressing problems facing the world.
Some of the initiatives that I have been encouraged to pursue by my Knight-Hennessy friends, I would have never pursued had I only allowed myself to think within the silo of my own department. Being an engineer and a science and being a woman in engineering and science, I think it's very important to be an effective science communicator, especially for policymaking.
All first-year scholars participate in storytelling.
So of course, being an energetic young lawyer in a research class, I had to ask, well, is this proposal even possible?
They learn how to present physically, how to start a story, how to end a story, how to modulate their voice during a story.
The takeaway that I want you to have is that these oral traditions mean something. We should pay attention to them, and they're critical to the existence of our communities.
This is one of the most important things that we teach in our program, is not just how to come up with a great idea, but how to communicate it and inspire others to want to get involved with helping you. We're here to help stretch the scholars, to get them out of their comfort zone, both from a disciplinary level, but also getting them think more broadly about life and their purpose.
One of the highlights for me has been the opportunity to go on scholar retreats during the program. Often it leads to some of the most interesting perspectives and conversations that I've had since coming to Stanford. but also share really great moments together.
Welcome everyone to our Keystone Project Showcase.
One of the most exciting projects we have here at Knight-Hennessy Scholars is the Keystone Project. They might be interested in addressing local homelessness or global poverty or the environment.
In this exhibit were photos that were taken by the families and patients themselves. I pitched this idea of, maybe we should give patients cameras to be able to document their experiences. And we've been really surprised by what patients and their families have had to share. Things that you would never find in something like the electronic medical record.
We give them some funding, we give them mentorship. And some of these projects even spin out at the end and turn into nonprofits or for-profit ventures that really scale.
The most pressing issue facing behavioral health care is that we simply don't have enough providers.
Operationalizing abolitionist teaching in classroom practice.
As we go earlier in our lives, the impact of different interventions have the highest return.
I think the really special thing about Knight-Hennessy is how much opportunity there is for you to develop who you are as a leader. The type of leadership model I hope to develop is one that I think really relies on collaborating with community members who have expertise based on their lived experiences.
When I was coming into Stanford and into Knight-Hennessy, I thought of leadership as a very one-directional concept. Now, I realize that leadership is much more of an interaction. It's multiple directions. It's so much of a collaboration.
One of the things that I really value in leadership is the ability to serve the community you seek to lead. And I think John, Tina, the Knight-Hennessy staff, seeing the way they support us as scholars has really inspired me to think about being an inclusive leader going forwards. That has been truly an incredible opportunity and a gift for me.
I would love your input.
Okay. This is the creative problem solving.
Exactly,
okay, gotcha.
exactly.
In the past, people thought you had to be out in the world for many, many years before you could take on a leadership position. Young people these days don't want to wait. They want to tackle things right now. They want to be prepared to get out in front and to really make a difference. The traits, the behaviors, and the goals that are in our leadership model are ones that will allow our scholars to be successful leaders and ethical leaders, no matter where they go in the world.
I'm a perpetual optimist, and one of the things I remain optimistic about is the ability of young people to bend the arc of civilization in a positive direction. And I think perhaps we need this more than we've needed it in any recent time. And that's at its heart what Knight-Hennessy is all about. An environment where people can grow into leaders that will be multidimensional, that will be able to collaborate and work with others across different boundaries. That's the kind of change that we need.